Preposterous! What could you lowly mortals ever hope to do? With my power as a god, I could bring endless bliss to all life in this world, to all life in the universe! With such power, I will not, must not be beat.
You are Buldur Ilvale. Man, not god.
I am.
How could one possibly know happiness in a world without sorrow to temper it? A world forged from single-minded devotion is ultimately the same as one empty of all.
No, stop that. Stare not at me with those eyes, mortal.
Buldur!
I will not be eradicated. I cannot be. I alone am destined to be your new god and leader.
Behind me, now.
Enough! No more of this! I will not be defeated here! I refuse!
What's going on?
Buldur's will endures and refuses to be erased. Should he continue to resist in this way, this virtual realm will be obliterated with all in it.
Buldur! Cease this at once! The battle is over!
Words are useless. I will do what is needed.
Please, no! My universe yet needs me!
Here we part.
What?
No!
I am unable to maintain your consciousness in this space any longer. With what power I have left, I will see you returned safely.
But what's gonna happen to you?
You possess the potential to both understand the Scorpium and guide them to an enlightened future. Through you, may the seeds of all evolutionary paths for life be sown. I place my faith in you.
Understood. Rest assured.
Ray, at your side, I found faith in the future coexistence between Scorpium and organic life. I thank you.
Duma! No!
No, Duma.
My investigation is at its end.
Is it all over now?
I am inclined to believe it only just begins.
I would agree.
Thank you, Duma.
We are to be a protectorate, then?
Yes. As I mentioned before, Aster 4's prolonged contact with more advanced civilizations categorized it as a protectorate of the Pangalactic Federation.
Are we to be subjected to surveillance by an ambassador?
No, nothing quite as direct as that. Aster will remain under observation to prevent any unnecessary interaction with advanced civilizations until it reaches a certain threshold.
Pretty imperious, aren't you? Was that not where the Federation's faults originally lie?
Yes, some things are hard to change. And though it might not exactly be compensation, all of you, who have been subject to intense intervention, now have the option to travel to any Federation system to live or study.
Studying on a different planet. I must say, I don't hate the thought. Right?
Agreed. But I must refuse. I vowed to attend to tasks on this planet using mine own strength. I've had lesson enough as to the consequences of progression that was acquired through the power of others.
That's true. If I studied medical science at such an advanced level, I'm pretty sure I could save lives all across the universe. But first and foremost, I want to treat the suffering people of this world with my own hands and using our own techniques.
Our journey into the stars must be one born of our own volition. Only then will we find ourselves on equal ground with you and yours.
I see. You know, you're probably right.
Does the Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact restrict us from assembling together like this? Is this the last time we'll ever see one another?
Well, I can't speak for Marielle, but Elena and I aren't bound by Federation laws. We can come and go whenever we want.
Veer will play a critical role in the Federation's investigation of the Scorpium for sure. Which means there will be times when we will need to contact Colonel Valange and Lieutenant Lola here on Aster. Which should mean that I can see all of you again, so long as I avoid contact with anyone else.
That is news I am relieved to hear. Gathering together is the best way for me to share in the experiences of my non-Scorpium companions.
Yeah, I mean, if it were up to me, I'd set up a branch of Lawrence Logistics right here in Osarius, and that would let us see as much or as little of each other as we could ever want.
Now is a time for restraint. Surely, the events here have opened your eyes to the importance of the Federation's Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact.
Yeah, I get it. But come on, you gotta at least see how hard that is on a personal level. Don't be so uptight.
I say this with respect to the positions of both Elena and Marielle. But, from my own view, I fail to find fault in Raymond's suggestion.
Wow, Albie, can't say I expected that coming from you.
Spare me. I simply speak for us all.
I wonder if my ancestors also felt the same way long ago.
Worry not. We have a tendency to be fine, after all.
You know, you're a lot more carefree now than you were before.
For that, I know who to thank.
Oh my, who could that be? Did we have someone irresponsible like that around?
Oh yes. At hand, I might say.
Oh yeah? Well, we both got jobs to do, right?
More than I care for, indeed.
If only some god would show up and free us all from the burdens of work life so we could just kick back and have fun.
Says the man bound to place his burdens on the shoulders of poor Chloe and Elena.
Hey, I've become crazy capable after all this. I'm sure they feel like they can just relax and enjoy the ride.
You are free to believe whatever you want.
Ray?
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Ray, this is the Aldous. We're now in geostationary orbit.
Copy that. Yep, best get going before this turns into another pick-on Ray fest.
It does seem about time.
This is Raymond for the Aldous. Commence transfer.
.583. An unprecedented crisis for the Pangalactic Federation was resolved with the cooperation of the planets Vergold and Aster IV. However, the corruption which plagued the highest levels of Federation leadership continues to leave its mark on the organization. Amidst growing calls from Federation captains, my grandfather, Emerson T. Kenny, was assigned as interim commander of the Federation fleet. A retired military man, he refused at first, but after much pushback, he took the reins to lead the Federation from its worst crisis yet. Through these troubled events, I've come to question the Federation's purpose in this galaxy, as well as my own function as one of its officers. But I choose to believe that its cause is still just. We must ensure a future of peace. Pangalactic Federation Lieutenant Mariel L. Kenny.
The events that unfolded spanned numerous star systems. Though their sovereign was defeated, remnants of the centralist Scorpium and their invasive measures still remained. Those among the Pangalactic Federation who aligned with the Scorpium cause were on the run, but still retained their influence. To combat both these foes, my partner Elena, armed with data saved from Duma's survey, helped us hit the Scorpium network from their own colony. Duma's experiences and noble ideology had a profound impact on the network, and saw the remaining Centralists quickly weakened. And while everything might still be far from wrapped up, it shouldn't be too long now until the Scorpium find themselves on the right track. My hope now is that the Pangalactic Federation might find its way too. Captain of the Lawrence logistics ship the Aldous, Raymond Lawrence.
Right, can I speak now? I think I can speak. Right, one thing I want to say in that final boss fight, I restarted the fight because I remembered pretty much the first hit, I was like, I haven't got a food buff. I should go get a food buff. Yep, I should go get a food buff. So I did, then I remembered I had to go get the the AP up. So I had to reload another save. So it was technically the third time doing that final boss, because I kept forgetting things like, now I got the food buff, good. But because I reloaded to save, I lost the AP. So I had to go farm the AP, ready for the fight. And then the fight was pretty easy. I want to go check on that, whether or not it was just easy or I overleveled. I'm very curious. I'll edit in now whether or not, what the results are of that, my search to see what it is. Yeah, me again. Hey, from the future. After I checked. Yeah, the final boss is just that easy. It's just that easy. I did over-prepare, but it is incredibly easy, apparently. Everything I've seen on YouTube and stuff, everyone's doing it in 2 minutes. They're just destroying it. Everyone. It's just incredibly easy. Anyway, back to past me. That'd be interesting. See what future me says during that. Anyway, my thoughts on the game. Hit and miss. Hit and miss, I'd say. I like the idea of the Duma stuff. Found the fights difficult when I couldn't use the Duma I'd been basically trained throughout the game to use. It just felt a bit of a problem. I was so used to using it to blindside and come around and do things, and then I was thrown off when the fights were like, no. You can't use Duma for that now. What? I liked that though, because it really threw me off. I really did like that. Music, hit and miss. Graphics, it's more the art style that's a bit dodgy in this game. But we'll obviously come down to the major issue I have with this game, which is frame rate. It's all over the place. All over the place. I don't know where to begin on this at all. Just massively all over the place. Some places it's fine and runs amazing. Some places it's not stable. Again, I don't have an issue with a low frame rate like 30 frames per second. I don't even mind 20. I want it stable. And it wasn't stable at times. It was up and down, depending on where you looked. It didn't feel nice. It ruined my enjoyment. And it sort of got worse towards the end of the game, I'd say. Just, you could feel it in certain areas more and more. Just this frame rate dip that just destroyed the enjoyment I was having with this game. If that can get patched, that'd be great in the future. So hopefully you in the future, if you're watching this back, like, yeah, they fixed it, yay! Maybe, I don't know. You 5 years from now, let me know, did they fix the frame rate? Did they fix it? Because that's what I want to know right now. Right now, I want to know it right now. I want to know it right now in 5 years. So, person in 5 years, did they fix the frame rate? Let us know. Let us know. We'll all of us come back to this video in 5 years from now. Right now, get the time. Alright, so 5 years from now, we're all coming back here to see what someone commented. To be like, oh yeah, they fixed the frame rate, or didn't. Guess we'll find out. Characters. Again, it's a lot of hit and miss. Some moments were great, some moments were absolutely fantastic, some were just sort of the It's a middle of the road game. I'd still rate Star Ocean above it. I won't say it's a bad game, it's just a game that needs polished. That's what I'd say. It needs polish here and there. There's a few things that just don't work the way they intended, I feel. That's probably how I'd go with it. That's how I'd go with it. I don't know, I feel like I need time to think about this. And it's a good job we do have time to think about this, because I do plan on doing a Letty playthrough after this. But the Letty playthrough, we are basically just flying through. I am going to put it on easy. I am going to get to maximum level, which I can't even remember what it is. It's over 200, I know that much. We're not doing the private actions. We're literally just flying through, get the story done again, but we're seeing it from her point of view, because there is scenes where she's off doing something else. We want to see what's going on there. We want to see what's happening there. Kind of disappointed by the final boss, though, to be honest. If it's that easy. Let's just... So I remember Star Oceans being really incredible. Many phases and things going on, different elements being used. That was like, I just beat him for a bit. And that was it.
Yeah, sorry for the holdup.
Raymond, you're late and it ain't fashionable. The big shots have all been seated for at least an hour now. You're meeting with the Federation emissary. Take this a little more seriously.
It's not like any of this is on the books anyway, right? Got news for you, the planet Oria's not gonna join the Federation. I'm guessing this is all just so they can tell Verguld to back off without rocking the boat. Which means there's no point in taking all this stuff they set up that seriously. So I figured I'd keep them waiting in anticipation.
You ass. You're really using that as an excuse for running late?
Too much, Dad? Be honest.
Doesn't matter either way. You were always gonna get put before the firing squad in these negotiations from the get-go. Don't worry about it. Me and your brother will do whatever we can on our end to make you look good. So, if you say showing up late was part of the plan, then part of the plan it is. Sound good?
Sounds good. The Federation's too big to just change overnight, even after, you know, all that happened out there. But I'd say this has made it plain and clear that they ain't in charge of the universe. I mean, they don't get to call all the shots out here anymore. And this here is just one of the ways we're gonna teach them that lesson.
Say as much from the start, then. You stress me out way too much.
Sorry, man. Today, the Lawrence family is about to save another planet from the dirty hands of the feds.
On the whole, I'd say I enjoyed it, though. I think that's what I want to... I have a lot of issues with it, but I did enjoy my time with it. And I hope you enjoyed our journey through it as well. Let's go on to Letty's now, but I'm assuming there's character endings. There was in Star Ocean Last Hope.